Chazdei Hashem.
It is the 31st of May. This is Rabbi Levitt, Pele Yoetz.
Yes, our volume also has it, Rabbi.
Seres.
Yeah, volume 2.
Of Ayin Hey. Is it yeah, so it seems it's a special, he has an entry here. Yeah, so we have to read this before Shavuos.
Mhm.
So are we in the middle of one right now? Maybe we'll conclude that and then we'll go to the Atzeres.
Let's see. I don't know.
We're
if
at the
I'm-
beginning of vacation.
Oh, we didn't even start it.
Right.
Okay, so what do people want to do?
Did we do mistakes?
What's that, Roy?
Did we do mistakes? Did we?
Mistakes. Oh, actually, yeah, that's right. I wanted to look up these psukim about with the whole story with Moshe Rabbeinu. It's in Aaron HaKohen. It's very apropos, especially for Rosh Chodesh, because that was Rosh Chodesh Nisan, the day of Kamas HaMishkan. So there's a whole story in the Chumash. There's a couple of Rashis, I believe. There's also even a Gemara that explains the whole matter as well. But let's take a look at this what we're saying over here, because that's also part of Torah. What developed over here between Moshe and Aaron. This is in Vayikra 10:20. We'll do that. Vayikra.
Ukraine 1167.
The 10:20. Oh, that's interesting. A very short pasuk.
Ukraine 10.
It's in Parshat Shmini.
Okay. Let's see, 10:20.
What was the, I missed yesterday, what was the topic here? Oh, mistakes.
Right. So we are talking about the fact that people make mistakes. There's no person in the world who does not make a mistake. And then we're talking about admitting to having made a mistake. And now we are talking about this story in Sefer Vayikra. And yeah, so this whole story,
Oh,
um,
544.
it's a whole story in the Chumash here. Our translator refers us to the pasuk Chaf. So that's really the end of the story. That's the last part of the story. What happened was, you could see in your Chumashim that there was a discussion, not really. There was a question about the eating of what's that?
It was just my wife saying goodbye.
Oh, okay. Moshe Rabbeinu in Pasuk Tez Zayin, Eser Chatas Dorash Moshe. He was Dorish. Rashi says, "Mipnei ma nisraf zeh u'mipnei ma lo ochlu elu." Kachu b'Toras Kohanim. Moshe Rabbeinu, he was a bit perturbed, let's say, and he mentioned to the Aaron's sons. He said, "Madua lo achaltem etzachatas bimkom kodesh." Why did you not eat the korban chatas? Ki kadosh kadoshim he ve'osa nosan lachem osesis avon ha'eda lechaper aleihem lifnei Hashem. The Kohanim need to eat the korban, and the Gemara says Kohanim are ochlim a korban chatas ubaylim miskaprim, and the one who brought the korban, he doesn't eat from the korban chatas, but the Kohanim do. So Meir is going to be eating the korban chatas. And well, we hope we don't have any reason to bring a korban chatas, but there was a reason to bring a korban chatas over here. That was the tzivoy. That was part of the service of the Rosh Chodesh here. And won't get into all the details with that. But the Moshe Rabbeinu is making tainas. He's making claims against the sons of Aaron. Why did you not eat the chatas over here? Because that was supposed to the eating of the chatas is what creates the kapora for the Klal Yisrael. So he continues, you should you should have done as I commanded. As I commanded you, Rashi says, by the mincha, just like you did by the mincha, you should have done the same thing in regard to the chatas. So then Aaron gets wind of the situation. He sees that Moshe Rabbeinu is making tainas on his sons, and he comes over. Vaydaber Aaron el Moshe. Aaron says to Moshe, Hein hayom Hikrivu es chatosam, ves olosam. Yes, absolutely. Today we were makriv, we were the Kohanim, and we brought the chatos, and we brought the ola, ifnei Hashem, v'tikrena, osi, ko'ela, v'achalti, chatos hayom, hayitav be'enei Hashem. So, oh, so this is a bit misleading. You have to read the Rashi. These words, it says, "V'achalti chatos hayom." Does it mean to say that Aaron did eat the chatos? Right? Right? Because Moshe Rabbeinu was saying before, "Madua lo achaltem es chatos." How come you did not eat the chatos? And so here Rashi explains that it's not a statement that Aaron is making, but he is saying like this: if I would have eaten that chatas, hayitav, would that have been good? Hayitav be'enei Hashem, would that have been good? Hayom, today? So there was a whole discussion about whether this chatas should be eaten. Rashi says, "Avalaninos laila mutar she'ein oinen ela b'yom kavura hayitav be'enei Hashem im shamata b'kodshe shah ein lecha lahakel b'kodshe doros." So, okay, so I'm trying to get into the actually what the discussion was about, but in any case, Aaron is defending what they did, and he's saying that he's saying to Moshe in a very respectful but a clear way that if I would have done otherwise, would that have been good in the eyes of Hashem? Certainly not. I did the right way. I did what was correct. And then look at the point is it says over here in the last pasuk Chav, it says Vayishma Moshe, and Moshe heard what Aaron had said, Vayitav be'einav, and it was good in his eyes. It was good in Moshe Rabbeinu's eyes. And Rashi adds, Hoda, Moshe Rabbeinu was modeh. He was modeh to what? He admitted that what? That he had been mistaken. And Rashi says, V'lo bosh, loimar, lo shamati. He wasn't embarrassed about the matter, which would have allowed him to say, "Oh, I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear that was in fact the din," which would admittedly have been a little bit difficult for Moshe Rabbeinu to say he didn't hear that din, but rather, Ella Amar, what did Moshe actually say? Shemati, I heard the din as you, Aaron, have just explained it. V'shachachti, and I forgot that that's what Hashem had told me. Kenhu behedya b'megamor sham. That is what the Gemara says. If you take a look in the Gemara, this is a Gemara in Zvachim, Kuf Aleph Amid Aleph. Okay, so this is the point. The point is that the Pele Yoetz is saying to make a mistake, everyone makes a mistake. Even Moshe Rabbeinu. Who's greater than Moshe Rabbeinu, says the Pele Yoetz. And yet it says in this pasuk, and Moshe heard, Ishma Moshe, in regard to the non-consumption of the Rosh Chodesh sacrifice, this chatas that we saw in the pasuk. And it was good in his eyes. It was good in his eyes what Aaron did. So not only did he not continue to argue the point, right? But he admitted that he had been in error, and not only did he admit that he had been in error, but he didn't try to get off and say, oh well, I didn't hear that. Nope, I heard it, as you say, and now I remember that that the way that you saying is the right way, and I simply forgot that that's what Hashem had said. So if Moshe Rabbeinu so therefore we should go in the ways of Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, he admitted that he had made an error, and he was not ashamed to say that he made an error. Now, of course, Moshe Rabbeinu is going to admit that he's not going to argue with Aaron and say that Aaron is not right when he knows that Aaron is right. Of course, but I think the point, the greatness over here is we see that we're not talking about the midas ha'emes of Moshe Rabbeinu. We're talking about the midas anava of Moshe Rabbeinu, the humility of Moshe Rabbeinu, that he didn't feel embarrassed to say, yes, I heard, as you have said, Aaron, and I forgot. It didn't embarrass Moshe Rabbeinu to say that out of his humility. Yeah, of course I could forget. I could forget things. Okay. That's the point. So that's the correct hanhaga. This is also an interesting Gemara. We'd like to look this up as well. The Gemara in Shabbos 63b. That it says that the Chachamim would give a drasha, and they would say, I said things that are a mistake. Like to see what that is all about as well. So let's take a look over there. Shabbos 63b.
63B. Okay, hold on a second.
Okay, the Gemara in Shabbos.
We should be here soon. I go to the bathroom, so keep hitting her out for. Will she ring the doorbell?
Maybe she'll just come in. I don't know, maybe she'll not. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just.
Looking for Judy?
No, not yet. She's on her way.
Yeah, she left, remember when I said my wife just said goodbye?
Yeah,
That's when she left.
that was the clue. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, so now I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, here we are. Towards the bottom of the Amud. Towards the bottom of the Amud, the words are like the Pele Yoetz records: Devarim shamarti lechem te'ut heim biodi.
Sorry, where is it?
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines from the bottom of the page.
63B.
You may Salik Rav Dimi Lenardo. Rav Dimi came up to Nardo.
63B3, left-hand column bottom.
Got it, thank you.
Shalach Lahu. He said he sent them a message. Shalach Lahu. Shalach Lahu. He sent a
Oh, I got the wrong remote.
message to them, and the messenger reported the name of Rav Dimi. That he had said about a certain din. We're not going to get into the din, but he said, "Devarim shamarti lechem." The words that I said to you in regard to a certain halachic matter, Ta'utem biodi. They were incorrect. Ram kach omru. Yishum Reb Yochanan. However, this is what is said in the name of Reb Yochanan, and then he goes on with the din that he was discussing. V'nayin l'takshit kol shehu tameh mitzitz. Okay, so there was a certain discussion about a certain article, whether it was tameh or not, and what's the source for it. That's not important to us right now. Not going to get into that, but this is what the Pele Yoetz is bringing from Rav Dimi. One of the other sages, Abaye, had asked a penetrating question, and on that account, Rav Dimi retracted, and he sent a public retraction when he arrived in Nardo. That was a famous town in Bavel. So there we have it. There we have it. And of course, Rav Dimi is one of the greatest of the later sages. All over the Gemara, it's quoted Rav Dimi. And that's what he said, following the footsteps of Moshe Rabbeinu. So that's what we wanted to look up over here. So even if it appears to him that it would be very embarrassing and humiliating to admit to the mistake, but better to be ashamed in this world and not to be embarrassed in the world to come. Therefore, we should always be Yoreh Shemayim and be moda al ha'emes. That's the point. Be moda al ha'emes, and like I believe that what's important over here is the added mila, and not be embarrassed to do so. And that's what's going to allow us to be moda al ha'emes. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. A person makes mistakes. That's all. All right. So with that, we will go. Oh, so what should we do now? We have a choice. We could do a tiyul. Because how many days do we have until Shavuos? We have a
Four,
Shavuos is Motzei
three.
Shabbos. So basically, we have this whole week. So it's a question when do you want to? I'm assuming you all want to do this entry that the Pele Yoetz has on Shavuos.
Mhm.
So the only question would be, what would be the best time to do it? Now or later? That's the question.
Well, we're coming to the end of Tess. Another couple of pages.
Okay.
No, two more entries.
Well, today is almost over, so really, we have
Mm.
3 days. I think we should start now.
Yes, yes, because we'll because this will take at least 3 or 4 days. Vacation and purity, tiyul, and tahara.
Okay, so we'll start. We'll start now. So everybody, you'll have to go get your atzeres now,
Yeah.
Which book is that?
unless you want to just continue with Teal for today, and then tomorrow we could start atzeres.
It's
No,
serrated in volume 2.
It's in volume 2.
Ah,
Yeah. No, we should start with volume 2 now because we won't finish tiyul.
Okay,
And
very
we're
good.
sort of half here and half there.
what page is it, Mayor?
211.
Thank you. Atzeres, Shavuos.
Okay. Okay, what page is it?
211.
Page 211, volume 2.
Mhm.
Okay,
Shavuos, Atzeret.
okay, atzeret. Okay, it's about a little more than a page. Okay, so Roy, would you like to start?
Yes, so what do I say? Shavuos, it's good to copy this citation from the work Kriya Moed. This is in the side of one's book of study as a reminder.
What does
Okay,
that mean? Lo tov lahatik lashon zeh it's good to quote this language, the Sefer Kriya Mod, from the Sefer Kriya Mod, but Sad Seder Halimud, Lios Lezikaron. It's good to have this quotation at his side during his study session, in order that it should be a reminder
But
to him.
What's a quotation? What's a citation?
What is the citation is what you want to know.
Yes.
That's a good question. I would assume that, well, I would assume it would be the entry that we have here.
The whole entry.
I'm not sure. It's a bit, it's hard to imagine there would be so much to quote as a reminder.
Yeah, so perhaps we just sort of go on and we'll see what we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe we'll figure it out. Yeah, hopefully we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. Shavuos is a very holy festival in which God sanctified us with his Torah and mitzvahs and chose us from all the nations to be his treasured nation. It is befitting for us to rejoice on this day, because if not for what this day has wrought, then we would be like the inhabitants of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the laws of heaven and earth would not function. It is impossible not to rejoice. The goodness of Torah and mitzvahs is better than all of the goodness of this world and the entire world to come. The customary reading of Torah on Shavuos night, according to the Arizal, is incredible. It makes an impression in the upper realms and adorns a divine presence. Fortunate is a mortal man who merited that the awesome and fearful King of the universe, the King whose greatness is infinite, has given him dominion over the works of his hands, and that the one who resides in heaven is his benefactor. The Jewish people were given the opportunity to act with valor and increase the strength of the hosts of heaven. Yaakov should rejoice in this. Israel should be happy with its maker, and the pious one should exult with honor. They should be engaged in the study of Torah the entire night with clear language, fear, love, and great joy, even beyond what one feels when finding a vast treasure, because a person appreciates what is happening in heaven due to our actions. What is the nature of these days and what we are benefiting? No one should be still. Therefore, a person who does this will find his reward immediately, reliable sons, long life, and abundant provisions. As it is written in the Holy Zohar, in Chalak 1:8, according to the greatness of this reward, we can intuit that this person provides great contentment above. With fortitude, a man will have the strength to remove sleep from his eyes and to remain awake the entire night. This is on condition that he not sit indolently and speak idle or prohibited words with a cigarette in his mouth. For people who act in this way, sleep is good for them and good for the world. But the servants of God who stand in the house on this night for God need to be involved in the study of the Torah the entire night without any interruption. According to one's pain will be one's gain. And we've had that before. It is a tremendous rectification for the damage to one's sight which one has caused by seeing prohibited things, for example, women and idols, as well as for the damage one inflicted upon several nights of strife and anger when he was awake and angered his creator with laughter and levity. And this applies to other similar evil things.
Okay. All right. So we have the last paragraph. Very good. Anything to say here? It says it all. It says it all. Very, very great. It's a great matter to learn Torah on the night of Shavuos. It creates great forces of light and holiness and purity in the world, in the upper realms. We have absolutely no idea. So that's what we have to endeavor to do. But at the same time, of course, he's also said that the Kriyas Torah of the day of Shavuos is a momentous Kriyas Torah. It's what's the Kriyas Torah? What's the reading for Shavuos? Is the account in the Torah about Matan Torah, and it's just like the Chazal say, I believe, that the Kriya is more eres es azman. The reading of the parsha awakens the spiritual energy of the moment that the Kriya is talking about, and certainly all the more so this is so on the night of Shavuos, which is the night of the Yontif of Matan Torah, and we're reading about what we're reading about is Maimon Har Sinai, the whole momentous event of Maimon Har Sinai. Of all the Art Scroll books that have been published, I'm not saying anything against Art Scroll, but what they really need to translate is there should be a book about the whole event of Matan Torah and the entire experience of the Jewish people, the whole nation that came to Har Sinai. They arrived there, and the countdown of the days, and Hashem speaking to Moshe, and Moshe speaking to Hashem, and you're going to be the do you want to receive the Torah? It's a tremendous story, and the whole event of Maimon Har Sinai is just it's contained in the Zohar and the Midrashim and the Psukim, and it really needs to be made accessible to all of us to be able to fully appreciate really that event, because it was much more than simply a means by which we received the Torah. We didn't receive. What did we receive at that point? We received. Hashem said He spoke to us. Hashem spoke to us, and really Moshe Rabbeinu was the one that received the entire Torah from Hashem. We didn't receive the entire Torah from Hashem. He spoke to us, and it was such an overwhelming, momentous, awesome experience that our souls left us literally, and we needed the dew of the Tal Hatchia, of the dew of the revival of the dead, to be able to come back and hear the second Dibra that Hashem said, and the same thing happened the second time, and then we said to Moshe Rabbeinu, please don't we want you to be our representative. We can't continue with this. It's not so easy to have your soul leave you and then be revived again to life. And they already had this happen twice. So in any case, so these are all the things that are happening on Maimon Torah, Maimon Har Sinai, and so it's just a tremendous event. And what I wanted to say, the bottom line is that when we stand there, and we should be standing there just like we stood at Har Sinai by this Kriyas Torah. I don't know if you have, some people have a custom to stand for all the Kriyas Torah. Some people don't stand for Kriyas Torah. But this is a time to, it's not even reliving the Maimon Har Sinai. It is a Maimon Har Sinai. The Kriyas Torah of the day of Shavuos is nothing less than Maimon Har Sinai in 2022. That's what it is, because there is a giving of the Torah in 2022 as well, and so we have to make sure that we show up, and that we are there. And so for that reason, I say that I don't know how you do it, to learn all night and then also be awake for the Kriyas Torah is not the easiest thing to do. So one has to figure out exactly what the schedule is, but to be able to be fully alert and awake and have all one's spiritual senses ready to be involved in this momentous time of Kriyas Torah. Okay, that's that. Now we go on to the last paragraph. Everything depends upon the finish. Hakol holech achar hitum.
Sometimes it says, I think everything depends on the start also. It doesn't say that here, but I think I've heard the beginning is very important.
The beginning is very important. That's absolutely correct.
I think the middle is very important too.
So it's all very important, full stop.
Oh, so we have to understand what is it. These are not words that the Pele Yoetz made up. These are words that are contained in the Chazal. They're not. They don't tell us where the source for these words can be found over here. Neither in the translation, our book over here, and nor in the also not in the in my Hebrew edition. They don't have it, but okay. I see it's in any case. It's 11:31, so we'll continue Bezrat Hashem tomorrow.
Amen.
That's the simple understanding of everything goes after the finish. When it's time to finish, you're finished.
Very good. Okay, everyone have a good
All the
day.
best, Mayor.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, see you, Mayor.
Okay, Mayor,
Okay.
good day.